This week's showcase was a lot of fun for our team to make. Once we grabbed some LED strips and started painting light into the air, we had trouble stopping. So we're excited to release 3 examples of the exposure wand this week. It can be tricky to use an Arduino without an external memory supply, so we've developed a processing sketch that pulls a 75 by 50 pixel image down and allows you to expose it using just the Arduino drawing board. The sketch is really simple to use. Once you rendered the simulation of the exposure wand, you can go back into the sketch folder and you'll find a text file called exposurewand.txt. This can be copy and pasted into your Arduino program, and drawing images as easy as swiping them through a long exposure shot. It's fun experimenting with the dimensions of a 2-dimensional image in a 3-dimensional space. What you need is a dark room, and you can drag the images across as you please, and then the exposure shot will show you your final result. We added Buzz Lightyear wings to Wyatt here, and butterfly wings to Sydney. We also found that images like the rainbow can be used as small brush strokes to create cool images, and a simple adjustment to contrast and brightness will expose just the painted image. This can result in some very cool effects. That first project was strapped to vacuum tubes, which made it really hard to be accurate on timing and position. So for our second example, we strapped everything up to a driver shaft. And besides looking really cool, it also allows for a functionality of a button that lets you cycle through the example sketches from the NeoPixel library. So we ventured out at night into an open space area where we could get good shots for the long exposures, and spent a bunch of time testing each of the individual examples. Color Wipe was the first. We rendered some fun images with this, but we were excited to move on. When we got into the theater chase section, it's a little longer, so we separated it into several different images, all of which created cool effects. The rainbows, however, took the cake. We found that they were the best for drawing text, like Sid's name, or the DB Boards logo, which I think turned out really cool. You'll find in the code I also added a ribbon sketch that allowed me to draw sort of a ribbon in the sky. It was kind of fun experimenting. For our last example, we wanted to have text, so we built a small Arduino library with a tiny 5-pixel alphabet. And this 5-pixel LED strip in this cool little handheld configuration we've designed has the same effect. When I release the button, the text that I've implemented into the code will draw across the air. To make them handheld, I used a power supply for charging a phone for both cases of the exposure wand. When using the text, you'll want a dark room as well for the artistry element. You can draw out multiple lines, rendering an image of the entire library here for you to see, and again you can make them artistic as well. But what if you want to send a hidden message without having a long exposure camera that can cost a lot of money? Well, we found a great app called Luminancer, and if you set the threshold and decay settings just right, you can see it. So come visit us at dbboards.com. And until next week, happy hacking!